Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Man, Antonelli here, answering questions today. Today's question is, why do major league teams not shake hands after games? Right? It happens in a lot of other professional sports. Why doesn't it happen in baseball? So we're going to try to answer that question today. Before we get into that, today's video is sponsored by Super Speed Slugger. We use their overload, underload training bats right here. We use it with all of our Antonelli baseball teams. We've had a lot of success using them. So go in the description box below, click the link there. It's going to take you over to their site so you can check them out. All right? I definitely recommend that you guys do that. Okay, so let's go back to shaking hands, okay? In Major League Baseball, in minor league baseball, any professional baseball, when the game ends, you don't go and shake hands with the other team. So what happens is the game's going to end, the pitcher and the catcher are going to come together and they're going to give each other, a fist pound, a high five, a hug, whatever they do. And then everybody, the bench is going to empty, the bullpen's going to empty, all the players are going to kind of come and meet. And you're going to go through the line and basically give each other a high five, okay? So in baseball, you shake each other's hands, right? You give everyone a high five. The coaches and the manager comes out. You do the same thing to them. Then you go into the clubhouse and the game ends, okay? If you think about other sports, let's talk about football. When a football game ends, right, the two coaches come to midfield or 50-yard line, and they're going to shake each other's hands. And then both teams are, you always see them after the game, looking around, the quarterback's looking for the other quarterback. Hey, man, great game. Everyone's going to high five each other and give each other hugs, right? And then you're going to exchange jerseys and take pictures and all that stuff. That happens in football. In basketball, when the game ends, right, the two coaches quickly go over and shake each other's hands. Sometimes you see them point to each other like, hey, man, good game, whatever. But a lot of times they shake hands. The other team, the teams are going to go up to each other, right? They're going to give each other high fives and hugs and all that stuff, similar to what they do in football, they do in basketball, okay? So let's see. In hockey, you don't see them giving high fives to each other after games, except in the playoffs, right? So in the regular season, what usually happens, everyone goes to the goalie, right? When your team wins, you all go to the goalie and you give them a fist pound, or now a lot of guys give them like headbutts and stuff. In the playoffs, though, they line up and they go through, both teams line up and they go and they shake each other's hands, okay? Baseball is the one sport where they don't do that. In the regular season, they don't do it. In the playoffs, they don't do it, right? After a long playoff series or a short one or whatever, you still go through and you just shake each other's hands. You never do anything with the other team. Now, this is interesting. I don't have the exact answer. I don't know who I would go to ask why that doesn't happen. I don't think anyone really knows exactly why, unless you do. If you do, put in the comment section below and let me know. Maybe you know somebody that has the answer, which, again, I don't think there really is an answer to that. I think that's just the way it's always been done, but maybe you have the answer. My thought on this is baseball, the interesting thing about baseball, it's the one sport where you play the same team like over and over and over again. And I know in other sports, when you get to the playoffs, you end up playing each other over and over and over again. But baseball is one of those sports where you're always playing each other, right? Like you're going to play 4-game sets all the time. And then in the playoffs, you're going to play more than that. So my only thing is maybe at one point they did it, or maybe they just never did it because they're like, man, we're going to see him tomorrow. Like, we're not going to shake hands. We'll see him tomorrow. And then we're going to see him the next day. And then we're going to see him the next day. And so you just kind of get in the mode of not ever shaking the other team's hand. Now, it's interesting. You would think at the end of a playoff series that you would, but still it doesn't happen. And so that is the one interesting thing. I can totally get why in the regular season you wouldn't do it, right? Because you're going to see them again and again and again. And baseball is 162 games. So, like, you're going to not only going to see them for 4 games in a row, but then you're going to see them again. Like, you might see them a few weeks down the line or another point during the year. And sometimes, like, if you're in the same division as somebody, right, the Red Sox are going to see the Yankees just so many times. Just ridiculous how many times you're going to see them. So I totally get it. But the playoffs, like I said, that's one thing where I'm surprised that at the end of a series, you go through and do your same thing, but then at least go over and give the other team a handshake or whatever you're going to do like they do in the other sports. They don't do it in baseball. So That's the only thing I can think of, is because of all the games, because you see the same team so many times, that it doesn't happen. If you have the answer, let me know. I don't even know if there is an answer. I don't know if anyone knows an answer, but that's the thing that I think, that's the reason I'm giving. But I'd be interested in the comment section below to put down there if you have something better than that, which I'm sure a bunch of you will. Let me know down there, and let's see if we can figure this out, because I don't know the answer. I got asked it a couple times. I honestly don't know the real answer, okay? So that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. Check the description box below. We've got a bunch of stuff down there. We got a deal going on with Plate Crate. We got a link to our Patreon page where you can help support the channel. We got a bunch of other stuff. So definitely do all that. Give it a thumbs up. Share the video with your friends. Subscribe to the channel. All that good stuff. And that's all I have. Thank you so much again for watching. I appreciate it. And we'll talk to you later.